You've seen every aspect of this draft, from assistant coaching in the NFL, head coaching in the NFL, being in the green room. What's the most important thing tonight for both the teams and the players as they approach this draft?
Well, first of all, I think for the players, what I always try to tell our players was don't worry about where you're going to get picked. I know it's your dream to get picked and play in the NFL, but what are you going to do with the opportunity once you get it? Because that's the most important thing. How do you continue to develop? Everybody has a chance to improve. These guys improved a lot when they were in college. They should be focused on their improvement as a pro team. And the second thing is, from a club perspective, is make sure the value and the need match up. Because when you start reaching, man, that's when you really kind of make some mistakes.
There's so much focus, it seems like, these last few weeks on the quarterbacks, the receivers. Yeah. Guys like maybe the best player in the draft, Brock Bowers, being kind of forgotten about. Byron Murphy, maybe the best defensive player. And with all the quarterbacks, it's just kind of pushing some of the better players in the draft down. I can't wait to see who just can't resist having an opportunity to take a Brock Bowers who can be a difference maker, or a Byron Murphy.
That's a good call, because Brock Bowers, I don't think people understand, he's a receiver in a tight end's body. I mean, you had to defend him, and he's just a guy who, he's like you say, he's a physical freak. He's a unicorn. You don't see guys like that all the time. He's going to be one of the guys who I think is going to make an instant impact.
Most NFL ready when you say him and maybe Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, especially from a receiver standpoint. I like Neighbors, though. I love Neighbors. That's like the fighting Neighbors. So,
Well, there are 3 players who we played against in the last couple of years who were the most difficult players to play against. Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, and Brock Bowers. Those 3 guys made a significant impact on the game, more than anybody else we played against.
And I think the thing about it is, whenever we watch Brock Bowers do his thing, it's like great route running, hard work, teammates love him. That is the big part of this.
Since his freshman year, first game.
Doesn't even get talked about, because we're putting these expectations on all these first rounders, like, hey, all these guys are going to be Hall of Famers. And there's a chance tonight, Nick, 32 Hall of Famers are drafted. I hope that's the case. Statistics tell us that's not going to happen. But it's like, who's the dude that's
going to... So you think in the locker room is how they fit?
That's why that Topgolf thing was so real, I thought. With what the Commanders did for their top 30 visit, they brought in 20 guys at the same time, took them to Topgolf. Allegedly, Jaden Daniels' agent didn't like it. J.J. McCarthy bombed some balls. Drake May bombed some balls. But I think you got a chance to see if they get along with each other. It's like, obviously, if you're a first-round draft pick, you have the talent. Do you have it in between the ears, and can you get along with teams? We'll see in this modern NIL world, legitimately.
It's going to be one of the big things, I think, that we look at, and we'll talk a little bit about how the quarterbacks are going to fit in and how you evaluate it and how you try to get everybody aligned.
It's hard to make the transition. Very, very hard to make the transition in the NFL.
Well, that's the big thing that I see is, there's a lot of guys, none of these guys that are going to get drafted in the first round, they all have talent. But talent alone is not going to get it. There's nobody that gets in medical school that's not smart, but everybody doesn't make it through, right? I mean, it's the same thing with this. There's always busts. There's always guys. But I think it's the hard wiring, the elite wiring guys that can stay focused on what they need to do to develop and improve that makes the difference. The guys that feel entitled and can't go to work and be a blue-collar kind of guy when you get in the opportunity to work and make the team, you're not going to be the best guy. You might have been the best guy on your team in college. You're not going to walk in an NFL team and be the best guy on the team. So what are you going to do to try to make yourself that?
In the NFL, you got time and money, a lot more of it. Now, granted, some of these NIL deals, you guys might have to get rid of that second one, but a little more time.
The collectors.
Our salary cap was low.
That's not what I heard.